This
In this
conference will now be recorded.
uh, in this wireless datagram protocol, the first layer, it is present in the transport layer. If you observe the architecture, it is in the transport layer. The protocol name is wireless datagram protocol. Wireless datagram protocol. Here, if you observe this wireless protocol, wireless datagram protocol, the main aim here is protocol of the transport layer within the WAP architecture. So here, the main purpose is using this protocol, directly transport mechanism of different network technologies. So this transport layer above the barriers. So whatever the service we are using, like GSM or CDPD or CSD, the information network technologies are connected with the transport layer. So the wireless datagram protocol plays very important role for connecting network technologies towards the higher layers. What are the higher layers? Like transport layer, security layer, transition layer, session layer, application layer. So these are the layers we have to transfer the information. Now the another one is offers a common interface for higher layer protocol. What is another function of this wireless datagram protocol is offers a common interface for a higher layer protocol, and it allows for a transparent communication using different transport technologies. If you observe this GSM, SMS, these are the some technologies. Now if you observe the goals, if you observe these goals of this protocol, creating a worldwide, that is nothing but WWW, that is worldwide intra-operational operable transport system with the help of WDB protocol. So it means that it takes the technologies, different technologies for connecting one device to the another device using gateway of WAP. So transmission service such as SMS, GPRS, or GSM might change the whatever the conversation we are using, like what transferring of the information. So new service can be replacing with old one. It is having possibility of, if you want to include some new service, that can be done here using this WTP. So it acts as a similar to our TCP. We are using ICMP. What is ICMP? Internet Control Message Protocol, ICMP. Therein it is in the TCP IP protocol. Now here we are using WCMP, Wireless Controlled Message Protocol. Here wireless controlled message protocol used in the WDP protocol. So this is about the brief introduction about the first protocol in transport layer. Now we will look into the how we are going to send the data, how we are going to send or exchange the data between two ends. If you observe this, the name is given as WDP service primitives. So if you observe this figure, all of you observe this figure, one end we are using T stands for transport layer, SAP indicates what? Service primitive of corresponding layer. So this side, if you observe, this is a transmitter, this one is receiver. If you want to send a packet data, what is the name given? TD unit data request. Once we are using this TD unit data request, it indicates that it offers source and destination port numbers used for multiplexing and demultiplexing of data respectively. So this protocol offers what? Source and destination port numbers used for multiplexing and demultiplexing of data respectively. Multiplexing means many to one. If the number of signals, number of data are taking from, if it is a TDMA suppose technique, in that we are receiving data from the number of sources. So that is multiplexing here. First one is multiplexing. Other end, it is performing demultiplexing. So if you observe this request, this is a service primitive TD unit data request. What are they? DA. What is DA stands for? Destination address. DP stands for destination port. SA stands for source address. SP stands for source port, and UD stands for user data. So this primitive service, that is TD unit data, if you send from transmitter to receiver, it sends the information related to the source as well as destination. Once we are receiving that in the receiver side, it gives our it in here in this we are not using what in this TD unit data IND. It indicates that the reception of data. It indicates that reception of the data. In this, the destination address and port is not applicable. Means it is the optional. It is optional. So the data transfer in the first transport layer, that is using WTP, is from this side to this side using this service primitive. Sometimes if you are sending data, we may get some error. Why we are getting that error? If a higher layer requests a service that WDP cannot fulfill, so the protocol is cannot fulfill with the service given by the higher layer, then we are finding one error. That error name is TD error dot IND. It is given as TD error IND. It indicates that error is present. Why we are getting this error? If a higher layer is asking or it requesting a service, but the WDP is unable to accept, or it cannot fulfill that request, at that time we are getting one error. That error name is TD error. So once again, simply WDP service primitive. In this, the data transfer is from transmitter to receiver using this service primitive, one side to the another side, where we are using number of technology like data destination source addresses. Now if you see the one example related to this WTP, so you know that OSI model 7 layers, for our WAP 5 layers. What is the first service? GSM SMS service. This is a transmitter. If you observe, this is take it as transmitter. This one is receiver. How it is transferring from one side to the another side. That is WTP adaptation from SMS transfer to the other side using what? Tunneling means data transfer to the another side. What is that name? Wireless data gateway is a one example. Another example is CSD. What is CSD? CSD is nothing but coarse circuit switched devices. GSM is the technology. It is applicable to what? CSD. CSD means circuit switched devices. So there the information transfer in the properly it goes from one end to another end. So these two are some examples, two examples related to the wireless datagram protocol, the first layer. So it is a detailed description of the first layer. So what is the first layer? WTP. WTP is the first layer. In this, we are going to see the information related to the two services. Now the second layer from bottom side, the second layer is wireless transport layer security. What is the short form? WTLS. The name itself, security. How we will get the security? Security in the sense we are providing some extra key onto the layer of information. Now wireless transport layer is the another layer in the second layer, that is in the security layer. What are the goals? Data integrity. Data integrity means prevention of changes in the data. If you are sending some original data, no changes in the original data, that it indicates that data integrity. Next one is privacy. It is nothing but what? Prevention of the tapping by some other person. So that is the another function, another important goal. Authentication. Creation of authentication relation between mobile devices and the server. So the another one is authentication, identifying the receiver and transmitter, whether these two are authenticated persons or not. The fourth one is protection against the denial of service attacks. Sometimes the protection against the reputation of the data or unverified data. Some other data, if the data is not verified, then we are denying that service. We can stop that service. So these four are goals for the second layer, that is wireless transport layer security. Wireless transport layer security. So if you observe this, it is applicable. It is optimized for the low band communication channel. It is applicable or it is optimized for the low band communication channels, and it is based on the transport layer security. It is based upon what? Transport layer security. So providing good information from one end to the another end. Now, if you observe the how it will be authenticated. So if you observe this figure, so what is given? WTLS establishes a secure session. In the sense, first we are going to authenticate. First we are going to authenticate the transmitter side, transmitter and receiver persons. So it indicates that before sending data, full handshake. This another name we can call it as this type of transfer of data is nothing but full handshake. It is nothing but originator is the one side we are looking as originator, another side we are taking as peer. SEC is nothing but security layer. Now observe this. So here in this SEC creative, in this SEC creative request, it contains the data packet. What is the data packet? SA stands for source address, SP stands for source port, DS stands for destination address, DP stands for destination ports, destination port. KES is the special. What is that KE? For security purpose, we are using some key, that is a key exchange chute. The name is a key exchange chute. Originator process a key exchange chute, and cipher. What is that name? Cipher chute. It is nothing but a for security purpose we are using another key. The name is cipher key or cipher chute, and the compression method. Here after adding, so it is nothing but SA, SP, DA, DP and KES. These are the overhead information. This overhead information we are imposing on data. So what once the original data and adding with this other overhead information means it is not containing any information. So what happens? The data may become larger size. So if the data is larger size, what we are making, what we are using technique, that is compression. We have to use the compression technique to reduce the size in the packet to the less size. So once again, listen. In this protocol, originator, peer is the another side. We can call it as transmitter and receiver. Transmitter and receiver. What is the first primitive? SEC creative request. What is the extra information we are adding? KES. Compared to the previous protocol, we are adding KES, CS, CM. What is KES? A key exchange chute. Same key అనేది ఇక్కడ మనం ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి. If you are applying key at the transmitting side, if you want to access the transmitted information at receiver side, we have to use the same key at the receiver side. And CS is the cipher site, and CM is once we are adding more information to the layer or packet, it becomes larger size. To make that, we are using compression. CM is the compression. So compression technique to make the data to the low size, size of the data should be reduced. Now observe this side. SEC create ind. It indicates that whatever we are transmitted, that is received. It is received by the receiver side. Whatever the information we are transmitted from transmitter to receiver, it is received. But it provides what? Some acknowledgement. Acknowledgement or gives the acknowledgement. Full handshake means we are creating RES request, or we can go ahead as result from this side to the transmitter side. And we are adding another extra. What is that extra? Whatever the peer, this peer information containing two important parameters. If you observe this, the peer answer with the parameter SNM. What is SNM? Sequence number mode. Sequence number mode. Once it is transmitted from transmitter to receiver, receiver sends the acknowledgement, or it contains some information. What is that information? It contains SEC create RES containing SNM. It answers with SNM, is nothing but sequence number mode, SNM key. Whatever the key, it is transmitted. We are once again exchanging, and the remaining all are CS is nothing but cipher suite, and CM is the compression. Along with that, we are sending SEC exchange REG means request. What is this? This peer also issues SEC exchange primitive. This indicates that the peer wishes to perform public key authentication. Public key authentication. You know that public key authentication and with the client. If you are taking client and server, this is a client or server. The relation is from with the client, the peer requesting client certificate. We have to certify the transmitter side. So once we are sending this, it is acknowledged with the SEC exchange request saying that certify the client. If the client up to this, what happens? The first step is a secure session creation. Up to this, what is the main importance is secured session creation. Once security session is created, after that we are going to transfer our original data. So the first step is secure session creation is very important. So after that it sends SEC commit reg. This primitive indicates that the handshake is completed, and the originator side and the originator now wants to switch into the newly negotiated connection to the other side. So the certificate is delivered to the peer side and SEC commit is indicated. So once we are requesting saying that already handshake is completed, security connection is completed, also we made client certification also sent to the peer side. Peer side indicates that IND indicates that it accepts that. It also confirms the certificate of the client. Once this process is confirmed with the configuration towards the originator, then the actual process starts. What is this figure? This figure indicates datagram transfer. Until now, previous figure, it is only for making secured session. Secured session in the sense transfer data from transmitter to the receiver, authentication, privacy, whatever we discussed goals, those goals are implemented in this figure, saying that these process will take place. Very important, all of you keep this figure, note this figure, very important. How the one side, the information data is exchanged from one side to the another side is by using this type of service primitives. Service primitives are very important. What are the information it contains? At the same time, once the first figure it completes, means the data, whatever the data we are transmitting from one side to another side, it is certified. After that, data transfer, as similar as the WDP, like what? Datagram protocol, wireless datagram protocol, previous first layer, same way we can transmit the data. So after this first figure, the second figure indicates that datagram transfer. What is datagram? Information or user data. So it is nothing but what? SEC unit data request sender to the receiver. That contains what? The data, whichever data if you want to transfer from sender to the receiver, that is transferred. What is the importance? If you observe the importance of this layer is authentication. Most important is secure session and as well as full handshake. Whereas it is not, if you observe this first layer, that is first layer in the sense this WTP layer, WTP protocol, this security level is very less compared to the second layer. Second layer, we are providing privacy, data authentication, and data integrity. All are present, so it is more secure. It is more secure compared to the first one. So this is about the first two layers from bottom side in the architecture. So this is very important. All of you, every layer we may get 2 or 3 this service primitives. Don't confuse with these primitives. Just before that, you have to clear about the layers. What are the layers? What is the functions? That is why here it is given. All layers are corresponding parameters requests clearly. Follow this slide and test book. Write your own notes and prepare well for the transfer of data from one side to another side. Every layer having this type of figures, exchanging data from one side to the another side, that is sender to the receiver. This terminology you have to clear about the terminology, very important terminology. So this is about the second layer, that is security layer. So what is the third layer? Third layer is transition layer. What is the third layer? Third layer is transition layer. So what is the layer name? Transition layer. So that is WTP, wireless transition protocol. Wireless transition protocol. It plays very important role. For last two layers are only for security purpose. Now we will see there are three classes, three important classes: class 0, class 1, class 2. So we will, in this we will study in detailed about the data transfer from one side to the another side with three modes of operation. Here we are going to study each layer, each class, 2 or 3 figures. So very important, carefully listen. How we are transferring in unreliable message. You know the name reliability. What do you mean by reliability? If sender transmits some information towards the receiver, the information as it is we are receiving at the receiver side means the reliable data transfer is more. That is nothing but efficiency also more. So here unreliable message means in class C we are sending data, but it is not sure that whether it is received. It is not sure about the guarantee reception. Guarantee reception. In unreliable, what is the main drawback is we are not sure about the information at receiver side, whether the same information we are receiving or not. Another thing is class 1, reliable message transfer without result message. Here also acknowledgement, without acknowledgement, with acknowledgement we are going to study. And in this it is nothing but duplex. Third one is reliable message transfer with exactly one reliable result message. First one, the half duplex. This one is full duplex. We are receiving both the handshake, either it is received or not. It supports what? Peer-to-peer means it is nothing but one end to another end or one-to-one. Peer-to-peer means one-to-one. Client to server. What is another name? Client to server. Multicasting. What do you mean by multicasting? Multicasting means one to many, also possible. Broadcasting in the sense multicasting. So this transition protocol is applicable for three types of process. One is peer-to-peer, client to server, multicasting applications. If you observe that low memory requirements and like what the devices with the less than 10 kilobytes storage also possible. Using this, what are the efficient for the it is efficient for the wireless transmission. What do you mean by segmentation? Anybody? Here segmentation means division. If the data is more, suppose my data containing more, we have to use the segmentation to divide each packet. That is nothing but segmentation. Reassemble is nothing but segmentation is nothing but division. We can assemble also. It is possible for assembling, means adding together. Selective retransmission. While transmitting from one end to another end, if a receiver is not able to receive the information transmitted by the transmitter, it is possible to use the selection retransmission. By giving acknowledgement, saying that negative acknowledgement, it is possible to send the same data once again. So it indicates that selective retransmission is possible. Previous two layers, it is not possible. Here it is possible. Header compression. So, compression method means the header information, unnecessary data, whatever we are adding, that can be compressed by using header compression. Why we are using compression? Compression is nothing but reducing the size of the data. If I am not reducing size, what happens? It is the data size may be bigger. We need more bandwidth. It should be transmitted with the low bandwidth. So we are using compression. Compression is one technique to reduce the size. So that is why we are using header information, repeated information related to the source destination has to compress. Optimized connection setup. Optimization setup with the data transfer. The connection should be optimized means with the less routing. Transmitter receiver, we are going to connect with less routing. It can be possible with this wireless transport protocol that is given as WTP. Here we are categorizing two, WTP1, WTP2. In this WTP1 details, same what we are discussing so far, that is class 0, class 1, class 2. Whereas WTP2 means what are the mechanisms related to the WTP details are reliability. We are dividing the mechanisms into two parts. The second part contains reliability. We are providing reliability to the data that indicates that acknowledgement. Due to acknowledgement, we are finding whatever the transmitted data is transmitted or not. We are avoiding duplication. Duplication avoiding means compression. So don't confuse. Details of WTP is nothing but whatever we discussed so far. It is taken as one, making summarization. The same continuation with the previous slide is details of WTP2. So here what we are going to study means what are the advantage parameters, nothing but reliability. In this mechanism, unique transaction identifier, acknowledgement we are finding from transmitter to the receiver. Duplication data is removed by using compression. Optional here optional is concatenation or separation of the message, nothing but segmentation reassembling. So it is also possible asynchronous transaction. What do you mean by asynchronous? Previously we are using header information. Without giving header information, that name is asynchronous. We are not making synchronization. Synchronization is nothing but transmitter receiver is synchronized. Synchronized in the sense taking a coordination between the transmitter and receiver. Asynchronous transaction means no synchronization, means transmitter transmits a signal without giving any information related to the receiver, like header information. Same optimized connection setup. So the first one, if you observe the first one, first class, just we will see up to this only today. WTP class 0 transaction, clearly just carefully observe this figure compared with the previous one. TR indicates what? Transition protocol layer, initiator, responder. What is that given? TR invoke request is the new what we can call it as new mechanism or new transaction is created. New transaction is created with what? Data, source address, source port, data address, data port. A indicates what? A is the flag. It indicates the acknowledgement. UD indicates user data. What is the class it belongs to? Class 0. What is H? Handled device. Handled devices, or it is nothing but simplex. One way, just like a walkie-talkie. Transferring, invoking PDU, nothing but protocol data unit from initiator to the responder. So a PDU is a specific block of information transferred over the network. So now if you observe this WTP layer will transmit the user data UD transparently towards its destination. The class C indicates the class 0, and the transmission handle H provides what? Simplex index. So it is the one way. Here in this unreliable, why we are making this class A as unreliable means we are not expecting any acknowledgement from the responder. So up to this, today we are going to this is about the class 0 related to the how data transfer between the initiator and responder. Tomorrow we will study remaining two classes, class 1 and class 2. So my request is please follow the slides as well as test book. In module 5 we are expecting sure questions related to the architecture as well as each layer description. So first you have to read two or three times regarding this architecture and follow the how the information is transferred from transmitting side to the receiver side. సో నేను మీకు అసైన్మెంట్ ఇచ్చాను కదా, ఆ అసైన్మెంట్ లో మీరు రాసేటప్పుడు ఈ టర్మినాలజీకి తెలుసుకొని రాయండి. మనకి ఎప్పుడైతే రీఓపెనింగ్ అవుతుందో మీరు అసైన్మెంట్ సబ్మిట్ చేసేటప్పుడు వీటన్నిటిని నేను మిమ్మల్ని ఒకసారి క్వశ్చన్ చేస్తాను. సో అందుకనే గుడ్డిగా రాయకుండా ఏ టర్మినాలజీస్ ఎట్లా దేనికి యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం, ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ లేయర్స్ ఏంటి, వాట్ ఆర్ ద మెయిన్ ఫంక్షన్స్, వాట్ ఆర్ ద గోల్స్, how the data transfer is done from transmitting side to the receiver side using the different primitives, service primitives. Very important. Please make clear explanation, means make the notes యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ టైం చాలా ఉంది మనకి ఇక్కడ. మీకు నోట్స్ నీట్గా ప్రిపేర్ చేసుకోండి, చెప్పిన స్లైడ్స్ని ఇండికేట్ చేసుకోండి, అసైన్మెంట్ నీట్గా రాయండి. ఆ అసైన్మెంట్ బేస్ చేసుకొని మీకు 10 మార్క్స్ అనేది 10 మార్క్స్ కూడా మీకు అలాట్ చేసేది అదే రోజు అలాట్ చేస్తాను, ఎప్పుడైతే మన రీఓపెన్ అవుతుందో. ఇది వచ్చేసి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ మాడ్యూల్, కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ మోడ్. సో డూ యూ ఎనీ క్వరీ, ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్స్? జస్ట్ రెస్పాండ్. క్వరీస్ ఉంటే ఒకసారి మాట్లాడండి. Okay, thank you. You will see tomorrow class, first class, tomorrow, first hour. Okay, thank you.